The operational scheme of so-called hybrid entities and Russian disinformation has been exposed. As it turns out, the persecution of Allatra is merely the tip of the iceberg, which is now being thoroughly and comprehensively investigated. I would like to begin today's episode with two specific, well-documented events that occurred quite recently. First, on February 25, 2026, the Sixth Administrative Court of Appeal in Kiev, Ukraine, definitively upheld the legality of the Allatra movement's activities in Ukraine, finding no grounds for its ban or forced liquidation. Moreover, the court found no evidence that Allatra had ever engaged in illegal anti-Ukrainian or pro-Russian activities. The court ruling states that Allatra's activities comply with the provisions of its charter and Ukrainian legislation. Most importantly, the court confirmed the patriotic nature of the Allatra movement's activities. The ruling states, and I quote, "The materials confirm that the public association, Allatra, carries out activities of a patriotic nature." And now, friends, for the most interesting part. We have discussed many times before who tried to destroy this movement and on what grounds. The case involved so-called expert evaluations. The Ukrainian court reviewed them and delivered a fair assessment. The court found expert Irina Kremenovska to be personally interested and biased, deeming her expert opinions unfounded and inadmissible. Quote, "The court ascertained that the author of the expert report has a negative attitude towards the defendant and is interested in terminating their activities, as she has been publicly declaring her activities related to Allatra since 2015 on the website Vilne Slovo, Free Word, where she published 4 articles whose content indicates her bias. In particular, the publications covered the author's long-standing activities against Allatra and her interaction with law enforcement agencies regarding bringing them to justice. To put it simply, it turns out that Kremenovska had been deliberately and systematically dehumanizing the Allatra movement for 7 years, smearing it on the internet and on her own online platforms. She then took the very lies she had published online and used them to fabricate expert reports for the court on behalf of her private center, CEPI. In other words, following her smear campaign, she appeared in court posing as an independent expert. However, the story does not end there. It turned out that the rest of her expert opinions, written by other experts for the court,